James.
Hi.
Let's talk about the project you've just wrapped up. I've been going over the final report, and the numbers are certainly impressive. Tell me, what was your strategy going into this?
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Thompson. Well, from the outset, my main focus was on maximizing team efficiency. We integrated some agile project management techniques, which really helped in keeping the team engaged and responsive to changes.
Agile, yes, that's been on the rise across many departments. It's good to see it's implemented so effectively. How did the team adapt to the agile methods?
There was a learning curve for sure. We held some workshops and we did regular check-ins to ensure that everyone was on board and comfortable with the new processes. It fostered a lot of open communication, which I think was the key.
Communication, absolutely essential. And how about challenges? Any particular hurdles you found yourself or the team struggling with?
Well, resource allocation was a challenge, particularly with some of the unexpected shifts in project scope. We had to be very dynamic, sometimes reallocating resources on the fly to meet critical milestones.
Adaptability is a crucial skill indeed. Now, in terms of outcomes, besides the obvious financial success, what do you see as the long-term impacts of this project on our operations?
This project has set a new benchmark for what our team can achieve. It's also provided us with valuable insights into areas where we can improve our workflow and resource management. I believe it's paved the way for more efficient processes in future projects, for sure.
That's exactly the kind of forward thinking I appreciate, James. Looking at your leadership, what aspects of your management style do you think contributed the most to this success?
I prioritize transparency and self-accountability. Image is very important as well. Things have to look as good as they work. By keeping the team informed about both successes and the setbacks, and by holding everyone, including myself, fully accountable, it builds trust and a sense of collective responsibility in our culture here.
Well said. Building a culture of trust is vital. You've done an excellent job, and it's clear your leadership has had a significant impact. I'm considering expanding some of your strategies into other departments. What do you think about that?
I think that would be a great step. I'm more than willing to work with the other department heads to share what we've learned and help integrate our strategies.
Fantastic. I knew I could count on you for more than just managing a team. Your vision extends much further. Let's ensure we capture all the lessons learned and start setting up some preliminary meetings with other departments.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mrs. Thompson. I will start putting together some of the materials and reach out to set up some of those meetings and comb through our team again and make sure everybody's ready.
Excellent. Keep up the good work, James. We'll discuss this further in our next one-on-one.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Have a great day. Copy.
Hey, James. How's it going?
Oh, hey, Ms. Thompson. Just making some copies.
James, you know you're always such a hard worker, maybe working too much. How have you been managing the balance between work and life? Any new hobbies or travels lately?
It's been mostly work, Ms. Thompson. But I do squeeze in some painting when I can. It's a good stress reliever.
Painting, that's wonderful. What do you like to paint?
Mostly landscapes, sometimes abstracts, but it really helps me unwind either way. Just puts things in perspective.
It sounds like a perfect escape. Speaking of perspectives, how do you find the office environment here? Is there anything we could do to make your day-to-day more comfortable or productive?
The environment here is supportive. I appreciate that. But sometimes I feel a little bit out of place, if I'm being honest.
Oh, tell me more about that. It's important that everyone feels part of the team.
Well, it's more about personal identity, I guess. I sometimes have trouble with connecting with other people. People like me. It's just that I hate the stereotypes and assumptions, so I try to stay as far away from them as possible.
Identity is deeply personal, and it can certainly affect how we interact in our environments. It's interesting you bring this up. Can you share more about what you mean by stereotypes and assumptions?
It's like there's an expectation of certain cultural or social norms or issues that I should adhere to based on my race, but I don't necessarily relate to or agree with all those terms. I often feel pressure to conform to a stereotype that doesn't fit who I am.
I see. It's important to recognize and respect individual differences in how we all identify. Your experience is valid, and it's something that perhaps needs more open dialogue around here.
Well, thank you for understanding, Ms. Thompson. It's complicated sometimes, trying to navigate these aspects of identity while also just wanting to be a professional in my field.
Of course, and your professionalism is one of your strengths, James. You've managed to excel in your role regardless of these pressures. However, let's try to ensure our workplace supports everyone, no matter how they identify.
That would be appreciated. This is about finding common ground, isn't it?
Thank you, James. I knew I could count on you. Let's both do our part to foster an inclusive environment here.
You got it, Ms. Thompson.
Morning, James. Happy Friday. Just wanted to drop off these reports off before my vacation.
Good morning, Manny. Happy Friday. Thank you so much. You're always on time. Mandy, can we talk about the scarf?
Sure. Is there a problem?
It's just, even though it's casual Friday, Mandy, you know how we can be perceived here. We're professionals, and that scarf, it's unprofessional. Frankly, it looks bad on us.
James, it's just a scarf. I'm heading on vacation after work. It just keeps my hair clean and neat, and it doesn't interfere with my job.
Listen, that's not the point, okay? I work too hard here to keep negative stereotypes and the assumptions at bay. You and I are the only people working here that look like us, all right? That scarf makes us stand out in a way that's undesirable. It reflects on me too, you know?
Are you serious? You're worried about how my scarf affects you? We're individual, James, and it sounds more like you're ashamed about your own culture.
Individuals? We don't have that luxury here, Mandy. I've worked too hard to keep race and all those things out of here. Casual Friday doesn't need to look so casual, all right?
Is there a problem here?
Mrs. Thompson, I was just explaining to Mandy that her scarf is a little inappropriate for the office. That's all.
James, I don't see an issue with Mandy's scarf. It doesn't affect her work or the company's image. And it is Casual Friday. I think she looks fabulous. What's truly inappropriate here is your attitude.
My attitude? But Miss Thompson.
No, James, your behavior is out of line. We pride ourselves on being inclusive and respectful of all cultures and people's individual choices. Your comments are not only insensitive and inaccurate, but unprofessional.
Thank you, Miss Thompson. I didn't think the scarf would be such a big deal. I didn't mean to cause any issues.
You haven't, Mandy. Keep the scarf. It's lovely, James. We need to talk about your future here. James, your action today have forced me to reconsider your position. We cannot have someone in leadership who disrespects our values or our team. I'm really sorry to do this because you're so hardworking, but I'm terminating your employment, effective immediately.
What? You're firing me? For this?
For harassment and failing to uphold our company standards. Mandy, I'm promoting you.
Thank you, Miss Thompson. I won't let you down.
Come on, let's discuss your new responsibilities.